I'm here with Rob Parham, and he is our financing guru here at Texas Cash Cow. He's in-house, and we are glad to have him here. That helps our Texas Cash Cow customers decide on the financing portion, which route to go, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to let Rob explain to us a little bit about what he does for our team. How are you, buddy?
Good, Philip. It's good to be here.
Good to see you.
I think the primary responsibility, at least being part of the team, is making sure the individuals we have here are qualified to buy our product before we pull it off the market and go under contract. So the biggest thing we do is help them get their financials together, gathered up, and from those financials figure out what's the best route, whether it be cash purchases, using some self-directed IRA money, and conventional financing, just kind of helping them choose which way is the best way to go.
Right, and that's a great point. We have changed things up a little bit this year, whereas instead of doing a pre-qualification like we used to do, the lending practices have gotten tighter, and what we're doing now is doing a full qualification to really figure out the best avenue for these people to go. Why don't you talk just a minute about some of the different financing options that are available to our customers right now?
Well, we're back in line again with the conventional financing, which is the 1 to 4 properties. Those rules have changed a lot over the past year. We're going again on those. That's the most traditional method people are using. A lot of people are finding that their money in the stock market's not doing what they want to do, so they just want to know, hey Rob, how do I get this over to where I can use this to purchase houses? And that's where the self-directed IRAs come in, and we have the people that we hook them up with in order to get that going. There's always the cash alternative as well, so there's multiple options.
On the let's talk just a couple minutes about the financing itself. We just started doing our financing again, and yes, the banks have gotten more stringent, but we've just opened that stuff up again, and it's a great option where people can leverage their money. And talk to us for just a second about how much does a person have to expect to bring down on average whenever they're financing a property?
Well, the finance options that we currently have start with at least 20% down. All right, so someone who has 20% down plus some closing cost money, they can get into it. The way that the current secondary market is set up, it's much better to put 25% down. It saves you on your closing costs and some of that stuff. It also looks better to the banks when they've got a qualified individual putting 25% down. So those are the two key numbers. Obviously, you can put down more, but it makes more financial sense to probably start with a 25% down mark.
Gotcha. And then on that self-directed IRA stuff, obviously that's been hugely popular for us this year because of the volatility in the stock market. A lot of people are moving that money over from self-directed IRAs, for their IRAs, and self-directing their IRAs and buying our properties with them. Just talk just a second about the advantages of having that in IRA, buying our properties, and maybe the trust company that we utilize to do that.
Well, the one thing that we noticed going back a little bit is when we started this, after we had done a few where people had purchased the homes out of the IRAs, we noticed that a lot of people wanted to do it, but I think there's just always been a stigma out there that you just couldn't getting it done. So the biggest thing for us was getting hooked up with a custodial company that takes care of our clients the way you and Jim and everybody else demands around here, that customer service. And we have found a good partner in that knows how we do business. They work well with me. They work well with our title company, and they're able to get these things closed in a timely manner as well. So we've probably taken most of the kinks out of getting the self-directed money in place to help these people pay for these homes.
And contrary to most people's belief, whenever people are dealing with their mutual funds and the people that are holding their money, it's like pulling teeth a lot of times just to get a response out of these people, much less get their money out of that mutual fund and move it over somewhere else. So a lot of people have been scared to even deal with that kind of stuff. But the people that we have working with us, man, don't they just make it unbelievably easy and take all the guesswork out of it, and they do everything for them? Isn't that correct?
Yeah, it's really an experience level on the people that are helping getting their money out of their old IRAs and those kind of things. I mean, the people that we work with now can almost tell you to the day on how many days it takes to get that fund clear. Examples are E-Trade funds or, Fidelity funds. They almost know to the day how long it's going to take it, which is good for everybody because then the client knows what to expect in the form of how quickly can I close a transaction on the deal. So it's all about the experience level of people we're working with. They've been doing it a long time.
Yeah, and those return on investments, whenever you compare, a lot of these mutual funds that we've seen, not just a lot, every one that we've seen compared to one of our properties performing in the same time frame, it's just astronomical, isn't it? Whenever you see, the best return that they could get comparatively to our return that we can get on an investment that can't go below, or can ever go below where they purchase it at, unlike their traditional mutual funds, it could go all the way down to zero. It can only go up from there. It's just remarkable to see, where we're getting double-digit returns out of these things. Isn't that amazing?
Yes, and just doing the research on this, it was hard to find funds, even going back 20 or 30 years, that I could even put a nominal number up to compare what our properties do on this stuff. When you start going looking at what the market's done, I'm not just talking the past 10 years because we all know where that stands. When we're going 20 and 30, and you just start thinking, man, if I would have bought a real estate, or put some type of tangible asset in my portfolio, or maybe 50-50, be a lot better off right now.
That's right. Well, hey, Rob, thanks for spending some time with me today explaining a few things. I want to let everybody know that if they have any questions whatsoever, about financing, about different avenues for bringing money to buy these properties, what kind of buying power they have, where they stand on their credit score, whatever you guys need, feel free to give Rob a call. He's there to answer any questions whatsoever, and we'd be happy to help you guys out. Appreciate your time, Rob.
Thanks,
Take care,
Philip.
buddy. All right.